Hello and welcome to What is Your Force of Nature with Kate Nankerville of Force of Nature, LinkedIn and Social Selling Specialist. It's my great pleasure today to welcome the beautiful and amazing Zimmerman, who has really graciously responded to my invitation to come onto my interview series after actually only connecting with me very recently. So welcome, Subi.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Now, I'm here based in Auckland in New Zealand. So whereabouts are you? Want to tell everybody?
Sure. I am in downtown Boston. I'm looking, in fact, you know what? I'll do something really fun for your viewers here. You ready?
Thank you. Yeah,
you guys
absolutely.
ready? All right. I'm going to turn my computer so you guys can see my view here.
Oh, wow.
I live in downtown Boston.
You sure do.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful here.
Yeah, I like your little creature as well.
My little bee. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, everyone likes that.
Yeah, that's really cute. So look, I first of all saw Sue B online with Vivica von Rosen because as someone who's passionate about LinkedIn, I keep up with a lot of really neat people in the US who are amazing with LinkedIn, and Vivica is one of those people. And I saw I think it was something fun you guys were doing together. I think it was at the event, actually, one of those conferences recently.
Yes.
Yeah, when you did a post together. So that's how I first of all saw Sue B. So thank you very much for being here. What I'd like to do now is I'll just introduce Sue in terms of giving a great introduction. So Sue B is an insightful social media educator, energetic speaker, and an in-demand business coach. Her blog is ranked as one of the top 10 social media blogs in 2017 by Social Media Examiner. Go you, Sue B. She's also one of the most popular creative live instructors and has been named by Huffington Post a top 50 must-follow women entrepreneurs in 2017. I'm just going to insert congratulations in there.
Thank you.
It's exciting and inspiring. Whether she's taking the stage at an industry conference like Social Media Marketing World or working one-on-one with her clients, Sue B is driven to help business owners leverage the power of Instagram to meet and exceed their business goals. As a lifelong entrepreneur, Sue B has over 30 years of business experience. With her extensive knowledge of social media, it's Sue B's mission to teach, mentor, and empower others. Fantastic introduction. What a powerful lady you are. And,
yeah.
And you know, Sue B, I got completely from your material. You know, it's great to hear a bio that introduces someone, but when you go online and you look at you on Facebook or look at you on Instagram and check out your website, it's totally aligned with that whole introduction. And I really like the warmth of your material. Your passion and caring for other people in business really comes through.
Well, thank you. I think it's so important to be authentic everywhere you show up online. And, you know, often when I am meeting people for the first time in person, they're like, oh my God, you really are that fun, high energy, colorful person I see online.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who else would I be?
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's really lovely. So What is Your Force of Nature interview series is all about my passion for talking with people about that which they love to do. So I do this with people wherever and whenever I go. Like I saw a brilliant video of Sue B. She was out doing rollerblading on one of her videos, which I loved. And, you know, I like getting to know the full breadth of people. And so What is Your Force of Nature is really about this. I have my own force of nature. You have your own force of nature. So the purpose of these interviews is to talk with wonderful people like Sue B about what she loves to do, and that can be in business and in life. So, Sue B, would you like to, away from the bio introduction, tell us about what you do, what you love to do?
Yeah, so I'm really a ninja at connecting passionate business owners all over the globe, whether that's in person or online. And as you said, I show up on social literally with the mindset of connecting people to make this world a more intimate place. And I felt the power of this connectivity mainly over the past 2 years since I've been speaking globally all over the world and changing people's views on how they can show up online and really amplify and promote and broadcast who they are and what they do. And I think a lot of people think that there is a right way and a wrong way, when it actually comes down to it being your way and the way that makes the most sense for you and how you can show up authentically in your own voice. And I think the thing about me that people seem to be most attracted to is my real authentic persona, where I don't really have any ulterior motive. It's really to help other people have success.
Yeah, brilliant. So how did you get to where you are, this amazing authentic person helping other people in business? Because I think one of the things I loved and noticed about one of the videos I watched of yours was definitely that message that you have created the space that you're working in. You're talking about being a global international speaker, and you acknowledge the stumbling blocks that other people are encountering. And, you know, I loved your intention around assisting others. So how did you get to here? What was the background in business that got you to today?
I've had 18 businesses.
18? Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I had my first $1 million business when I was 22, right out of college. And that was hand painting boxer shorts that led to silk screening boxer shorts. And I sold them to all the college campuses here in the US, in addition to Disney, and I got licenses. I started a trend basically, and the trend took off. And I wasn't a millionaire, but I did $1 million in sales, which really is great for your confidence when you're 22 years old. Actually any age. So with that confidence came my desire to always follow my passion and my heart and to do what I love without trying to please other people, but please myself. And subsequently, one thing led to another. I'm really good at knowing when to stop a business, when to start a business, being nimble, knowing when to punt and reassess what I'm doing and really check in with myself. And I think a lot of people just feel stuck because that's all they know and that's all they've done, and they don't think that there's another opportunity.
Yeah. So where did you gain that skill set from? Was that something that you learned in your family?
Well, my dad was a business owner and he owned automobile parts stores, and I went to work with him as a little girl. So I'm sure that rubbed off on me in my DNA. But yeah, I think I just learned it from having my own business at a young age. And I've never worked for anyone. I've never worked for anyone on anyone's payroll. I've never done a resume. I've always figured out how to make money doing what I love. And you know, I've been really fortunate. I know that my career path is not normal. I know that most people are afraid of the unknown. I love the unknown. I love learning. I love trying new things. I love stumbling. I like getting back up and teaching. And I don't really care what other people think about me. I do my thing.
Go you. That's awesome. And, you know, you've gone through that period of time. Like, I love that you spot trends, that from when you were finished college, we say university here in New Zealand, when you were finished college, you already saw an opportunity and capitalized on it, which is brilliant. And then you've gone through that trajectory of time and the advent of social media, and you've dived right in, like you've got right into it. So
yeah, what you need to understand is that I used to teach social media 8 years ago in and around the Boston area, primarily to women, moms that were confused, moms that thought their kids knew more than them. And I had 3 teenagers at the time. I have 3 daughters. And so I knew I needed to understand social media. And I am an early adopter, and I try things out before everyone else. So I was on Facebook really early and started teaching that. And I taught a lot of computer skills to moms in my area. And then that led to teaching social media. for small businesses. And so I did that during most of the year. And then in the summer, I started a store. My parents lived on the Cape, and I now have a summer home on the Cape, and I live there. And 7 years ago, I started a retail store selling jewelry, clothing, and accessories only in the summer. And I used all my social media skills to run that store. And then I discovered Instagram through my teenagers, my twin daughters, and started using that. And my sales increased dramatically. And I knew that I needed to teach other business owners how to have that same success. And that's really how I started teaching Instagram. I used it. So I'm one of these online influencers, educators, experts who actually have had success running a 6-figure plus business in a summer and using Instagram to do that. And then knowing that so many people just didn't understand how to use social media, how to, specifically visual storytelling, and how to build a community around your product, service, movement, philanthropy, whatever it is. And I realized I was really good at teaching because one of my businesses was teaching art to kids. One of them was teaching social media to adults. And so teaching Instagram just came really natural to me.
Yeah.
And so teaching is my thing. When people ask me my favorite thing to do, it's teaching.
Ah, brilliant. So sharing which you know with others in a way that helps them.
Yeah, and breaking it down into micro content so people can have little wins, because I think people's attention span is really short. And if they're not having a win right out of the gate, then, you're going to lose them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really important skill set. I love that you've got the real business, well, I say real business, but that authentic, you've done it and you've made business successful, and then you're teaching other people how to do that. I think that has tremendous credibility factor, which is really interesting and valuable, and go you for doing so many things over the years. Can I ask, in the space of Instagram, so you've been working with it for how many years?
Almost 5.
Right, so 5 years. So what are the recent trends that you've seen, Subi, in Instagram use?
Well, I mean, Instagram stories is everything now. The trend of standing out, telling your story within your branding and getting uber creative within your story, within your video, within your photos, within the text tool in Instagram has been phenomenal. And that was launched a year ago, August. And I've been on it ever since it was launched, and I get up to 2,000 views per clip on my stories, and, not always 200 likes on a photo, but I really don't care about the likes and the followers. I care about the conversions and the real business that follows. So stories for me are really like my favorite thing to do. And those of you that are listening will want to check out my stories on my personal account at Subi Zimmerman, where I basically take you with me throughout my day and show you what I'm doing, life of a successful business owner. And then on my business account, the Instagram Expert, that is where I'm teaching tactical tips about how to use Instagram.
Okay, great. And if people want to find out more in terms of training from you and learn from you, can they access those options via both of your accounts, or would you recommend that they go to your website?
Yeah, so on my personal account, I have a 3-part video training series and this is great for anyone in business. So I don't just teach Instagram, I'm also a business coach. And that opt-in, that freemium, that download is 3 videos that you get within 3 days of me teaching you business tips, personal tips for business, and then financial tips. So in my mind, 3 things that you really need to be in tune to run a successful business. And then on the Instagram Expert, usually what you'll see is my free download, which is my guide, subizimmerman.com/guide17, which is I think over 20 pages, and it gets you started on Instagram for business. So that is my opt-in on my business page where everyone can access that. It
Right.
also is on my website. So we consistently share the same opt-in on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Pinterest, on Facebook, and that's our lead magnet, and that's how we grow our list.
Great, fantastic, thank you. Well, check those out, everyone, because it's a wonderful way to start becoming far more educated about how you're making use of Instagram. I know myself, I'm on a journey of learning, so I'm going to be checking those out because I started using Instagram more actively, when I started my personal transformational project, which is The Shape of Kate, and I started to see the kind of activity that was going on. I was really excited to see, just to play and have fun in a different space. So I'm very keen to learn from you. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you've talked about that your love of teaching is what you love so very much to do. What else about teaching is it that you love?
Entertaining.
Yeah.
I like the humor side of teaching, so people actually listen. And I think today it has to have entertainment, or people are not going to tune in. If you're a boring talking head, it's like who has time for that? I want something. I want something more. So I think I have that entertainment feature that people like, whether it's my dog, Mr. Cody, or I'm taking you with me throughout the day and showing you interesting things, and always having, my true personality as part of that experience, which people feel more connected to me from, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And does that feeling around teaching convey or move into, when you do your speaking, do you love speaking for the same reason in terms of sharing with an audience?
Yeah, I mean, speaking on stage is very different than doing this kind of an interview, and I do a lot of both of the same. I do podcast interviews, I do video interviews. I do a lot of Facebook Live, but nothing feels the same as when you take the stage and you look out to an audience and you have their attention for 45 minutes and can make an impact for life if you do it well.
Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
it.
Yeah, I agree. I find that opportunity really exciting too. Is the focus of your speaking, and when you do deliver keynotes, is that all around Instagram, or is it around business coaching? Is there a mix in terms of what you speak about?
Yeah, there's a mix. I mean, it's heavily Instagram related, but I also do online business strategies. And I am putting together stories around business lessons because I do get asked to keynote. So I want it to be more higher level mindset.
Yeah, that's so important, isn't it? And that mindset area, in terms of business people who are watching this and want to grow their business, what tips do you have around mindset for business owners, who may be encountering various different stumbling blocks, Subi? What have you learned that you could pass on?
Well, you really have to have this attitude that you number one, you have to be very confident with whatever it is you're doing and teaching, and you have to walk the talk, and you have to prove that you are that educator or influencer in that space. And with that comes having real testimonials from people that have actually encountered your skills. And also really honoring who you are and taking care of yourself. I believe I have a degree in nutrition, so I believe
that's great.
Yeah, so I believe your health is your wealth, and you really need to put yourself first, because without that you get nothing, right?
Absolutely.
So that's a big mindset for me. And I'm all about saying hi to strangers and meeting people you don't know, because you never know who they are and what they can do and how they can change your life.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. I love that. It's amazing the people that you meet and where that takes you, isn't it?
Oh, unbelievable. Yeah, every day.
Yeah, that's awesome. So can you share with us a little bit, how do you think you came about? How did you work out what your force of nature was? So, you were in college, you studied nutrition, and then you started a business. How did that come about?
I'm just following my passion. I'm following what feels right. I'm never doing anything for the sake of pleasing other people just to do it.
Yeah, yeah, good for you. That's a wonderfully inspiring way to live. And
Yeah.
you and I honestly, I think that there are a great many people, unfortunately, who aren't living like that. So I love talking with people like you because you've got it so purely. It's like you wouldn't even think about living another way, Subi. This is
Right. Right.
this is how it flows for you. But I really want to press home this point today that you can live life the way Sue B is living, to follow your passion and to take that into a business that creates the life that you want. So I really appreciate that point and thank you for sharing that, because it's great to do that which you love to do. It's fun too. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm all for fun. That's good. Um, what what other advice would you give to people who are looking for their thing or their own force of nature?
I mean, you just have to rock your greatness and not give a shit what anyone thinks about you. And I think people have a problem with that because they want to please people in their lives. They want to please their husband or their mother or their sister. And the truth is you have to please yourself first.
Yeah,
And so yeah, and being an entrepreneur, it's a lifestyle. It's not easy. It's emotional. It's hard. It's draining. It's stressful. But I love it.
yeah,
I mean, I have been an entrepreneur my whole life. So I love the journey of owning what I get to do every day and how I'm going to make an impact on the world.
yeah. It's a great way to be living, but you're right. It does come with the responsibility and the rest of the package, which is the emotional ups and downs and managing things that the unknown and dealing with the mistakes and failure that happens on the way to creating new things, which is all part of the journey. And I think one of the things that I really like about interviews like this and hearing from people like you is that there are many people out there, and if we look at women in business as a set or a subset of the people out there that are seeking to grow something, when you're working at home alone, then sometimes it can get a little bit too much. So it's really great to tap into the knowledge of people like you so that you can see, learn, model, try new things and put some things into practice rather than kind of living in a vacuum and feeling like it's all getting too much. So, I think you've got great tools and you're also inspiring and fun, which is wonderful. Thank you. So can I ask you, Sue B,
Yeah.
in terms of what you are sharing with the market at the moment, what is your latest thing that you're doing or offering that people can find out about?
Well, I will be offering very soon an advanced Instagram stories class.
Yeah,
So if you download my guide that I talked about at the beginning of this interview, you'll be on my email list and you'll get notified when we offer that class, because
great.
Instagram stories is really where it's at, in my
Yeah,
opinion. I do have a course called Ready, Set, Gram that anyone can purchase at any time. It's a little under 3 hours to learn Instagram for business, everything you need to know, A to Z.
yeah,
And that's my flagship course.
yeah. And are those courses always delivered online? So you buy the course and then follow the modules?
Yes, and we update them, and I have a VIP Facebook group, and I go live in the Facebook group every Sunday, and I talk about tips and strategies and updates. Yeah, I'm one of these online educators that doesn't just, I don't just sell the course, I keep it updated too.
Yeah, okay, great. So when people will sign up to or purchase one of those courses, they get to be part of that VIP group?
Yeah, it's a great group. There's over 1,000 people that have purchased the course, and it's an awesome group of people.
Fantastic. And what is the entry price to get into one of these courses?
Oh, this is $297. I don't know what that converts to in
Right.
dollars for you.
Yeah, we'll work that out. That's all cool. And are there any other things that you're doing at the moment or events that you're speaking at that you'd like to share on the show today?
Yeah, social media marketing world, where Vivica will be speaking in February, the largest social media conference in the world.
Yeah, brilliant. that's great to look forward to. And I know a number of Kiwis who are going to that and some who are speaking as well. So that's brilliant. Be good to look out for that. And
yeah, and I do have on my website, subiezimmerman.com, a graphic where you can buy your ticket if you're interested.
yeah, okay, great. Does that, in terms of buying it, is it good to buy through you, Subi? Is that how that rolls for the tickets for Social Media Marketing World?
Yeah, I mean, by now I think all the discounted tickets offers are no longer, so you can buy it from anybody that you want or directly from them. When you buy it through me, I'm a partner and I get compensated a little bit, which is always nice.
Yeah.
And also anyone that buys through my ticket, I do a meetup when I'm there and with everyone kind of in my network. So I do a little intimate meetup, which is fun.
Okay, cool. That's great to know. And look, just before we wind up to Subi, I'd like to invite you to share 2 tips for people who are starting to make better use of Instagram. What things would you recommend that they do?
Well, there's a lot more than 2, but you
Well,
got to
you're welcome
really
to share more.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in my course, but you've got to start with understanding your story, like, because it really is it really is a visual storytelling tool, and if you don't have really good quality photos or videos, no one's going to really be watching it.
Yeah.
So you gotta start with that. You also need to set your bio up for success and let people know exactly who you are, what you do, why you do it in a way that's different from everyone else that does what you do.
Okay, so that's great. They're wonderful tips, and that really just to me motivates me to want to get into your material so I can learn a whole lot more and make the best use of that. And I think that's really great for other people who are wanting to explore and grow Instagram for their business. And also, I love that you tie it so much back to creating and converting results for business. That's so important. That's what we're here for, so let's make that happen. So B, I'd like to express and acknowledge your skill set and gift in the world for what you're sharing and how much energy you're putting out there. I think it's an amazing thing, and yeah, it is a real gift that other people can share from and experience, so thank you.
You're very welcome. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and so nice to talk with you today. Just remember, everybody, to find Subi at Subi Zimmerman, and also at the Instagram expert via on Instagram itself. Where else can they come finding you, Subi?
Yeah, that's good. You guys should let me know if you come on over to Instagram. Make sure that you let me know that you came over from the show, and you can tag Shape of Kate so she can see it as well. But just come on over, leave a comment, and let me know that you found me from Kate. This is great.
Great. Thank you, Subi. Have a lovely rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.